Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Mohammad Sama Javed and my presentation topic is how intercropping increase crop diversity. First of all, we will discuss about the intercropping. What is intercropping? Growing two or more crops simultaneously in the same piece of land or at the same time is called intercropping. Why would we do intercropping? The question is, there are so many reasons for to do intercropping, which include stability. Intercropping adds diversity to the cropping system, and diversity tends to lead the stability. And the next one is reduce chemical use. Intercropping may allow to reduce the use of chemicals because some crops release chemicals to the field to kill the weeds or to repel the insects. And the third one is extra yield. If we do intercrop, then we get maximum yields. It will increase our product. It will increase the profit of the farmer. And the next one is, and after that, intercropping objectives. Objectives of intercropping. And objectives of intercropping include, the main objective of intercropping is a higher productivity per unit area. Intercropping increase the productivity per unit area. And the next one is intercropping utilize resources efficiently in the field. And the next one is insurance against crop failure. For example, we do intercrop, we grow two or more crops in the same piece of land. Either one crop is failed and the other crop will grow. Then it will reduce our risk of failure and it will reduce the risk of our profit loss. And the next one is increase total productivity per unit area. It is also increase our productivity because we grow two or more crops in the same piece of land. Then it means we will get more production. Then we will get more profit. And after that, types of intercropping. There are major four types of intercropping, which include mixed intercropping, row intercropping, relay intercropping, and strip intercropping. First, we will discuss about the row intercropping. Row intercropping include the cultivation of two or more crops simultaneously on the same piece of land with a row management. And in this row intercropping, the examples include maize plus soybean. The benefit of maize plus soybean: if we sow maize are the exhaustive crops which deplete the soil with nutrients, and soybean helps in the same time. Soybean helps in the nitrogen fixation, which helps to increase the soil's health, and it will add nutrients into the soil. After that, mixed intercropping. Mixed intercropping, it is a practice of cultivation of two or more crops, that is growing of two or more crops simultaneously at the same time with no distinct row spaces. Here are the examples: wheat plus gram, wheat plus mustard. And the next one is strip intercropping. In this type of intercropping, multiple crops are grown in the narrow adjacent rows. Strips that allow interaction between the different species but also allow management with modern equipments. Here is an example of strip intercropping. We grow maize, soybean and oat in the same piece of the land at the same time with row management. After that, relay intercropping. Relay intercropping, it is a form of cropping in which two or more crops grow simultaneously during part of life cycle of each. The second crop is planted before the first crop reaches reproductive phase. After the types, we will discuss about the principles of the intercropping. Principles of the intercropping include crops should be selected that do not absorb the nutrients and moisture from the soil. After that, perennial or exhaustive crop do not use for the intercropping. Intercrop should be short duration and of faster growing. After that, and we should and the intercrops should have similar management practices or the agronomic practices. The component crops should have a different root depth. The reason behind this, if the two if the if the inter if the two inter if the intercrops have the same root length, then it will deplete the same. It will deplete the more water on the same from the same spot. If they have different roots depth, they will increase the penetration and absorb the water from the different depth of the soil. It will very helpful for the intercropping. After that, the main point is how intercrop increase the crop productivity. There are many reasons due to which there are so many practices due to which intercropping increase the productivity of the increase the productivity of different crops. For example, it helps to improve the nutrient use. It helps improve nutrient use. If we plant legumes such as peas, lentils, chickpea, and other legumes with the cereals such as wheat, maize, and oats can be effective and improving fertility. The point is, if we sow cereals with legumes, cereals, as we know, cereals are the exhaustive crops. They deplete the soil with nutrients, and on the other side, legumes are the exhaustive crops. They absorb. They help to nitrogen fixation because they have root nodules, and they will help. They will increase the soil nutrients, and it will very helpful for increase the production or the productivity of the different crops. And the next one is establishing green manure. Intercropping is important method for establishing green manures. Sweet clover, red clover, and alfalfa are often established by underseeding them with cereal crops. They provide effective weed control in the young legumes and some nutrient boost to the cereals. After that, weed control. Intercrops are often less weedy. Planting a mixture of crops can fulfill more ecological niches, providing fewer opportunities and resources for weeds. For example, some crops release the chemicals to repel the insects or to control the weeds. If we use these crops in intercropping, they will decrease the effect of insects and reduce weeds, which then it will ultimately increase the production of the crops, because weeds are the more competitive than other resources. They compete in resources like water, nutrients, light, etc., which ultimately cause to decrease the production of the crop. After weed control, now we will discuss about the improved harvest. Intercropping can make harvest easier. For instance, adding a semi-leafless peas to leafy peas reduce lodging. Planting cereals with lentils can allow the lentil to climb the cereal and keep lower pods out of the soil. And the next one is insect control. Insect control. Many insects find their host plant by smell, and the addition of a second crop in the field, then it will help to divert their smell due to the second crop, and it will protect the crop from the insect attack. Then it will ultimately increase the productivity. And next one is disease control or the disease reduction. Intercrops can change the environment within the stand. For example, chickpeas are vulnerable to the Ascochyta blight. It is a disease, and the intercropping chickpeas with flax alters the crop canopy and improves airflow. This reduces the spread of disease in the chickpeas, and which ultimately increase the production of the crop. And the next one is reduce weather risk. Intercrops can be used to help compensate for vulnerable weather conditions. For example, a mixture of sweet clover with red clover. The sweet clover can perform better in the dry conditions, and the red clover on the other side, the red clover is perform better under the wetter conditions, while the red clover does better in the weather in the wetter conditions. Seeding them together is a form of weather insurance. And thank you.